What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and today I've got something a little bit different for you guys than what's normally found on my channel. So today, we're going to be taking a look at the LEGO Star Wars Poe Dameron's X-Wing set. I've wanted a LEGO X-Wing since I was like 9 years old, and now that I'm an adult, I went out and I bought one, and I'm going to build it today and fulfill one of my childhood dreams. So this is set number 75102. You can see sort of on the bottom corner here that this set does include a small LEGO BB-8. Of course, it has a Resistant like X-Wing pilot, a Resistance ground trooper, and of course there's Poe Dameron himself. So we're going to unbox this and put this together. I'm going to switch around the camera angle a little bit, and then we'll sort of like dump everything out, go through the parts, and then I'll quickly speed through the building process and show you guys the end result. Hope you guys are looking forward to it. Okay, so I flipped things around a little bit just to give you guys a better view of the table. Here is the front of the box up close. I'll go ahead and turn this around just so you guys can see what the back of the box looks like, because I don't know, some people might be interested in that. I've already actually cut open the box, so it's very easy to dump everything out, which is what I'm going to do right now and get those nice LEGO plastic bags all over the place. Now, this is a very big instruction manual, actually. Let me just turn this around and sort of show you guys what this looks like in terms of like thickness. I believe it was like 700 and something parts, so it's probably going to take us a little while to go over. There's a lot of stickers here too that I'm going to have to apply later on, which is not going to be fun to do, but at least all the packages are labeled like 1, 2, 3, 4, so I think we can sort of like focus on everything one at a time. So at this point, what I'm going to do is sort of like speed up the rest of the build process, so hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys once I finish up the end product. Alright, so Poe Dameron's X-Wing. This set was a lot of fun to build and put together, and I gotta say, it was actually really fun putting together a LEGO set that was my own for once, because nowadays, normally I just end up helping like my little cousins put together the sets that they get, especially during this holiday season. Anyways, I believe the age recommendation for this set is like 8 to 12 years old, which is pretty on point, I would say, because not only does this set have a lot of smaller pieces, I believe in total it's like 717 pieces, which is a lot, but on top of that it does feature some mechanical elements to open and close the X-foils of the X-Wing itself, which is actually pretty neat. Like, LEGO has certainly gotten more clever with the designs since I was a kid, because I remember the X-Wing that I wanted when I was a kid had just like pieces that would sort of snap the wings into place, and that was really all there is to it. Now, you can simply just like turn this little tiny gear on top of the X-Wing itself, and the wings will like pop up into place and go back down into their collapsed position, which is kind of amazing to see how like LEGO has gotten more advanced over the years. Now, this did take surprisingly long to build, like maybe because I'm a little bit rusty, but like my empty 16GB SD card can usually record around 120 minutes on the camera that I use to record this video, and you'll see towards the end of this video that the last 10 minutes or so were cut off, so I would say that this took around maybe an hour and a half to fully put together. I will admit though, I did make a few mistakes here and there during the build, in which I had to go back like a couple of pages in the instruction manual and find out which instruction I accidentally skipped over. Thankfully, it didn't really involve me like disassembling the X-Wing at like any point, so it was more or less just me like looking for and finding the pieces that I didn't put on. That way I could put them on and continue on to like the step that I was originally supposed to be on. So one of the things I really liked about this set is that LEGO was kind enough to separate all the bags out with giant numbers on them, which makes it a lot easier to keep track of everything and sort of, you know, assemble things in the order that you need to assemble them in. Also, you really only need to like open up one bag at a time, which was perfect for me since the table that I built this on wasn't very large, as you can probably tell. On top of that, you may notice some edits in this video because I basically stopped and started a new recording every time I got to a point where I would open up another bag. I'm not really sure why I did this, but I figured it would make like the editing process a little bit easier. Didn't really turn out that way. In fact, it made some elements a little bit harder as a result, but you know, whatever, I made it work. While we're talking about like more technical stuff though, I do apologize for the subpar audio in the beginning and in the outro of this video. Like, I'm using a new lapel microphone that I purchased like just the other day, so I'm still trying to fine tune it and get like the best sound out of it that's possible. I thought I had something that sort of worked, but I think there's still a little bit of tuning that needs to be done, so hopefully I'll get some better results like the next time that I use it in a video. So because I really didn't show it off during the speed build itself, I do want to mention that alongside Poe's X-Wing, which of course is like the main attraction to this set, it does come with a smaller like hovercraft that I guess would be used to like make repairs and such, and a ladder apparatus that would be used when climbing in and out of the X-Wing itself. Even though I'm pretty sure in the movies, I think the X-Wings have like ladders built onto the sides of them for that purpose already, so who really knows what exactly that's for. But on the box it shows like Poe climbing into the X-Wing from that ladder, so I'm assuming that's what it's for. Don't worry though, I took some glamour shots of the X-Wing and all of its accessories, so once I've completed the final build, I'll show those off, and that'll be like towards the end of the video, so you'll get to see everything, including how the wings open and close. Now, one of the things I didn't really like about this build was the use of stickers. LEGO does this a lot. They include stickers to add details to otherwise plain pieces, but I've always just found it like a pain to put them on and make them look right. I've gotten better at it over the years, but when I was a kid, I always used to like have my sister apply the stickers for me because I would never be able to put them on straight or, you know, sort of make them look right. I know LEGO has the ability to make printed pieces, and they probably do cost more to make, and that's why they don't really do it that often. But at the same time, this is a licensed set, and it does cost around $85 to begin with, so I would kind of want them to pull out all the stops and really just like print the extra pieces. That way I don't need to fuddle around with these stickers just to make it look right. That's really the only negative I have to say about this set though. Like, everything else is detailed in its own way, including the minifigures, which sadly I don't think I got any close-ups of, so might not be able to show those off in the greatest detail, but they certainly look a lot better than the ones that I had when I was a kid. Now, I guess if you wanted to know the order in which you build everything, it basically goes the main chassis and cockpit of the X-Wing, then you sort of build out the nose of the X-Wing, which I gotta say, LEGO did a fantastic job on. They used some interesting techniques to give it that iconic shape and have everything sort of attached to it. The chassis and cockpit is also a lot thicker than I originally imagined it would be, but it does fit together nicely when like the wings are put on. Until then, it looks a little funky to me, but it smooths out towards like the end of the build. After you finish the cone, you start working on the set of wings, and the wings were actually pretty confusing to put together, not gonna lie. There's a lot of small pieces in like intricate little details you need to worry about, and the thing that got me the most was that the top and bottom wings like aren't the same. A lot of times when you're building stuff out of LEGO, if you build more than one, there's usually a pattern to the build process, but the upper and bottom wings are built in like two completely different ways. They start out the same, but they very quickly change, so that was kind of confusing and messed with my brain just a little bit. But the top wings on like the left and right side and the bottom wings on the left and right side do mirror each other, so there is a pattern there. It just took me until like I was done building them to, you know, realize that pattern. So I wasn't able to really save any time by building things twice instead of once, if you will. But it is a good thing that that pattern does exist, because building the last set of wings was where my video actually does cut out. So at least you got to see me build like, you know, one full set of wings. And if you wanted to, I guess you could like watch that again in mirror mode, and that's pretty much what you do for the other side of the wings. Speaking of the wings, they do have one cool feature. They can actually shoot laser bolts. Like, there's this weird brick that I've never actually seen before that is spring-loaded, so you can stick this plastic red laser bolt into it, and if you tap on the back of the bolt, it'll fire out, which is pretty neat. They don't actually fire from the blasters on the X-foils themselves, but I mean, they're attached close enough to the ends of the wings that it gives off the illusion of that, I guess. So yeah, this thing does have projectiles. Probably another reason why it's not recommended for younger kids, because they might shoot their eyes out or something like that. Oh, and it might not be apparent in the video, but the wings are actually held closed together by two rubber bands, and the bands are made of a thick plastic, so I don't think they're going to lose their strength or degrade as quickly as like normal rubber bands do, you may need to replace them somewhere down the line, but I think they will last for quite a while. Now that I think about it, there is actually one more thing that I didn't really like about this build, and it's how the rear thruster is attached to the back of the X-Wing. They attach through the use of one of those small red plus shaped pieces, but it doesn't go all the way back to be flush with the bricks at the back of the X-Wing because there's a small lip of like one of the other pieces used to attach the rubber bands to that's sort of in the way. Like you can hear an audible clicking noise when it's like stuck in there as far as it can go, but it still feels a little bit loose to me, so they might fall out, you know, with extended play. That really shouldn't be too much of an issue though, because it is one of the last things that you actually build in this X-Wing set, so if they do fall off, it's as simple as just like popping it back into place. Takes literally less than a second, so I can see those like falling off with extended play, but if you are using it as sort of like a display item like myself, it's really sort of going to be like a non-issue. Anyways, though, we are just about done with this speed build and ready to switch back to the pre-recorded stuff, so I want to take this time to very quickly get your opinion on this video. Like, I know it's completely out of left field and not like anything that I've done before on this channel, but I thought it would be kind of cool to do something different, and even though I am much older than the recommended age for this LEGO set, obviously it's still fun to build and display, and I mean, who doesn't love LEGOs? They're awesome no matter how old you are, so even though this is something different, I want you guys to keep an open mind, because I may be doing more stuff like this in 2016. Like, I really just sort of want to branch out, let my creativity flow a little bit, and do different style of videos. Like, Let's Plays will of course always be my main drive on this channel, but I think it is good to do something completely out of the ordinary every now and again, and just sort of see how that works. Alright, with that being said, I think we're about ready to switch back, so I'll see you guys in a second, or past me will. Alright, so here we go. This is the finished product. Apologies, my camera did run out of memory like towards the end of the speed build there. It actually took a lot longer than I thought it would take to finish this thing, so did not have the right SD card in my camera to film that long of a video, but I'm sure you guys get the gist of things. But I mean, the LEGO X-Wing, Poe Dameron's X-Wing, is absolutely amazing. It is everything and more that kid me would have wanted. I really do like how like there's sort of mechanical elements that open and close the X-foils just by like turning this little tiny knob here on the top. Really stinking cool. So now I finally have a LEGO X-Wing that I can proudly display on like my bureau or something like that. So yeah, I know this video was a little bit different than like all the other videos on my channel, but I really do hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it was entertaining to some degree. And hey, if you want to see more, let me know in the comments down below. But I think that's going to do it for this video. So if you guys enjoyed, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.